Record.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Welcome to Holy Ground. It's such a honor
Woo!
to have you here, and you and Jay and all of your trekkers here on Holy Ground with our family. And actually, I think in a lot more ways than one, we've got a lot of people that are in both. So I think that's wonderful.
America.
Oh, yeah. An American in front. Yeah. What's he doing?
Sorry,
Is
Go ahead.
that a com?
you're
No,
fine.
well, yeah.
It is.
Had something I wanted to show Tressie, and I forgot to get it out of my office, so I went to get it. Tressie and Jay.
Oh boy. Oh, I know what this is. Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah. I know.
Mm-hmm. We like it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good, a hat, a new one.
Where's your video, Rob?
Yeah, you got to share your video, Rob.
Am I coming on?
Yep.
There he is.
Yeah, there you are.
Hey,
Okay.
you might have to help me get it centered. Is that good?
Yeah, absolutely.
So just this week, my new white hat showed up with gold trim,
Whoa.
gold flag, gold 2024, and gold Trump on the back. Can you see all that?
Oh yeah, nice.
I guess from March to April, his campaign decided to make them white hats with gold trim. I think that's exciting. Signs of things to come.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
This is awesome. So glad to have you all here. Tressie, you want to start us off with anything you'd like to say?
Really? You want me to say something?
Sure. I'd love it.
This is a message. Hang on. Help is on its way. I'll be there as fast as I can. There you go. Take it away, Jay.
That was a good message. I like it.
Yeah.
I know.
I
I
do
know.
too.
Yeah, I know everybody's hurting out there, so we tried to, get this kind of thing set together. Tressie was like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "Well, let's go with Rob. Let's party at the holy ground." I mean, even it's in the words, holy ground. Like, there's nothing bad can happen here.
I know. We were talking last night. We hear more and more all the time how the Holy Land could be over here. We may really be walking on holy ground.
Yeah. Can you turn up your mic at all? I feel like I'm so loud, but maybe I'm not.
So
Commander Rob.
Can you all hear me? Is that better? Maybe I'll talk.
Okay.
Yeah, just scream at us.
Okay.
You are in the fifth dimension, I can tell, because you're all sparkly, right? Do you see that, Jay? He's all sparkly.
Yeah, I think your internet connection is not the best. You have like probably a lot of things running, or what?
Let me.
I think it's a sign.
He's gonna come out and come back in. I mean, your camera looks really good. How's my camera?
Good.
Okay. Is that any better?
Oh,
Can you hear
yeah, dude, there you are. I was like, where'd he go?
Nice. There you are. Good job. Okay, Jay's going to ask the questions, and then he's also going to answer them. These are good questions.
They are.
Mm-hmm. I love them. This is going to be a happy night, y'all.
It is.
How can war memoirs be happy? because we're telling all the victory parts.
Yes, that's
How
correct.
far we've come.
Yep, that's right. All right. Question. This question is directed to everyone on this right now, Tressie and Rob and myself. What was your most profound memory you will have or you had from this this whole process, this whole war that we've been going through? Tressie, you're first.
All right. My most profound memory of this war was when God woke me up in the middle of the night and he said, "It's going to be biblical. Would you like to know what that means?" I said, "Yes." He said, "It's them. You. You are going to find out who you are and what powers, supernatural powers you have because you're the offspring of God. And that is what's going to be biblical. You're going to do anything and everything, and nothing will be impossible to you. You are the Avengers." There you go.
Awesome. Rob, what do you got?
I just think, in some ways, and I'll get into part of this in one of my other answers, but I think, we talk a lot on Telegram, at least, about how alone a lot of people are, right? And yet when you get on here, we have made and found so many friends, and it's just been so great to have this platform to get to know so many people. And I think that is very profound for me, because when the night the election happened, I mean, I was so down. I just, you just felt like, my gosh, really? I mean, this is where we're going. And then that led all the way up to the inauguration, which was so disappointing. But the positive out of that I think God has done here is given us the time to think about where we're going and what we need to do, and think about it in the right way, and think about it with tons of friends and people that will be forever our family. And I think that's the most profound thing for me.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And then, who was? Oh, it's my turn. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. So, most profound memory. Well, I'm gonna start off with. I want to be honest. I went to war 5 times, so it's not. And me and Tressie talked about this a little bit last night. Um, it's hard to think back on war sometimes when when you've experienced it firsthand, and taking yourself back. It takes a lot of power, a lot of strength. So even making this, some of these questions, I had told her that some of these things are very difficult for me because I've seen war, firsthand in the military. So um, the thing I remember is just having a feeling of, like Rob said, and Tressie believes this too, but just having a backbone and having a camaraderie of like-minded souls that are just um, that I found, because without them, I don't think I would have made it. I'm going to be truthful. I don't think I would have made it through this. I don't think I would have woken up without finding you all and finding everyone that was experiencing the same kind of experiences that I experienced. So that's my number one thing that I'm going to remember, is how we came together. And that's not me. That's not Tressie. That's not Rob. That's not even all you. And we know who that is, and that's God. And without Him, none of this would have ever ever happened. I mean, been able for us to win like this. So that's my crazy answer.
It's awesome.
Oh man.
Good.
All right. Hold on a second. I got something in my eye right now. Okay. All right. Next question. So what is the most supernatural thing that you saw during the war, during this event, kind of the whole thing that we've been experiencing? And go ahead and, the word supernatural. So you can go ahead and use that in many ways. But so what is the most supernatural thing you have experienced during this whole process? Tracy?
This is an easy one for me. The red-pilled seniors of our two groups who have endured hell on earth and untold agony, and they're still standing, and they're still full of love, and I believe they are God's secret weapon to take down the cabal.
Amen.
Amen. That's awesome. Wow. All right, Rob, you got to top that. Go ahead.
It was a pretty hard one to top, but
No pressure. No pressure.
Right. I think mine goes right along with hers, though. I think, so many times when we've been looking for answers and looking at timelines and trying to figure this out or that out, and feeling like we were undergoing the biggest, hardest test of our life because we've been privileged enough to know what we know, but still not have all the answers. And I think the biggest supernatural thing for me is that the true test of all this was that we were never supposed to be looking at any man, but only at God. And I think he's drawn us all closer. I hear it all the time from people, how they feel like they're closer to God every day. And that I'm getting chills right now thinking about it. It just is wonderful. And, when I think back about before I really woke up or really got to where I started looking for things, I knew something had to get better. Something had to change if we're ever going to get to that part in, Revelation and take with that what you may. I'm holding on to my Bible until they give me the new one. But in Revelation, we're waiting on a great revival of souls. Well, you know what? Right here in Telegram and on all these different platforms, it's starting. And I mean, revival doesn't just mean bringing in new Christians. That's all well and good and fantastic. But it is starting that fire inside and keeping it going and letting it shine even brighter. And I think that for me has been the biggest supernatural thing that I've seen.
Wow, that's cool. That's awesome. I can just tell we're all like the souls that we have are just all like we've been together. I'm telling you that right now. We us three, we've been together in somewhere. So yeah, you know we know. But anyway, yeah, my answer is supernatural. You look at the word supernatural, it's like outside and in yourself, outside yourself, something that you just realized you didn't know how to do before. So through this whole process, I've learned in the last, I'd say 5 years. Yeah, it's roughly 5 years now. And I know there's many more souls that have been waiting for 30, 40 years. So I salute you guys and women and how you guys have been made it through this process, knowing that this was all going on. So the best supernatural thing is just learning that God is, within every one of us. And, they tried to teach us that God was outside of us. And Tracy has been telling me for many shows and little hints here and there. And I know what you're trying to say, because God is right here. He's right here. And he's inside of us. We are all a spark of God, a piece of God. And they didn't want us to know that we are him. We are him. We're all one. So that's mostly spiritual for me, is just understanding that the real truth of where God is. He's been here the whole time, right here. So that's my answer.
Good stuff. Wow.
Oh man, I think we're gonna write a book on this. It's gonna be so good.
I do too. Movie, movie.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Question number 3. Let's get to. All right. Oh, here we go. All right, we're gonna light it up now. We're gonna lighten up the atmosphere. That was so. Question number 3: What was the most comical? And you can say Jay, but I mean, what was the most comical thing you would remember from this war, this whole process that we've been going through? So let's get the funny stuff. All right, Tracy,
Can I do two?
Sure.
you're not allowed. Yeah, you are.
Okay, first of all, Joey Babe's poopy pants, his impolite things in front of the fake royals, and the lady who's no longer with us, who was drinking whiskey or some kind of a heavy drink during press briefings. Yeah, I like that. I miss her.
Stop it, Nancy. Nancy, stop it.
Pretty soon they'll be saying, "She is Nancy, right? Take off the mask."
Uh,
They're doing a fantastic job of making this movie just look so. I mean,
Right?
every day it's comical. I mean, the memes. The trending thing right now is stopping in the middle of the floor and doing the Biden. I mean, like you're doing it in your pants.
Right.
The falling up and down the stairs. Oh my gosh! And I mean, when in our lifetime would we have ever laughed at a president falling down on a stage?
Never. No.
And some people just walk right by him like, oh, he fell again. It's not like, let me help him up. Somebody from farther away had to come help him up. You know what I mean? It's just,
We're like, oh, good, he fell again. It must mean something.
it's a calm. It's a calm.
well, I mean, my cousin and I were talking about this the other day. If this was real life, Jill, a caring wife, would not put her husband out there in that um, state of mind and physicality in front of the public. You know what I mean? You would protect your spouse if you truly loved them. I mean, you just have to laugh. It's all so funny. I mean, we have funny moments though. Every time we open the chat, somebody falls asleep and accidentally hits their mic and they're snoring, or somebody has their speaker on and they flush the toilet. I mean, we have laughed so much.
I've done that. I've done that before concerts before, and then talked about it in the bathroom as I'm washing my hands about a time previous, and everybody out there is laughing. Oh, hi.
So, I mean, and it's just real life. Nobody's making fun of anybody. It's very easy for any of us to do it, but it's just those things that I think keep the spirit light, and we look forward to those humorous times, But all right, Jay.
Okay. All right. Everybody calm down. I got this. Okay. All right. So I will say a statement in the beginning that there has been a lot of comical things that I've noticed, but also as we're talking about this, and my personal opinion, I'm not taking away from anyone's pain and people that, this is a movie. When is it going to end? I understand. I'm not taking away from that because in war, there are, those feelings. But at this moment, I'm going to talk about the funny times. So yeah, I would agree with Rob. I've never seen somebody trip up a stairs ever. I mean, I went up and down those airplane stairs many times back and forth to Iraq and Afghanistan, and I never fell. One time I had my gear on my back, I had weapon, I had everything, and I never fell. So, um, and then it's just the comms. I mean, they're so comical. It's like right in your face. Like it's literally telling you like, that's not our president. He's not our president. Isn't Joey Babes dead? Did he die or something? Wasn't he? And we're just like, he's telling you right now, he's dead. Like he's gone. Like you're watching a movie. So, and it's just been, it's been hard, but it's also been, you know, it's been for me to grow also. So I've grown. I've learned how to read the comms. I've learned how to think outside the box because again with the military, it's like yes sir, Roger that. Do whatever they say, and now I'm thinking like whoa wait a second, we're not going to do that. We're not going to jump in that big old hole over there. So I mean that's kind of my comical thing is just it's just so in your face that it's just like no, that can't be right. So
Yeah. So funny.
all right, that's man good comical. I haven't laughed like that in a while, so that's good. All right, what do we got? Where did I say? Okay, all right, number 4. All right, next question. All right, how did this war? Ooh, I like this one. This is a good one. All right, so how did this war change you as a person, a human, or just in general? How did this war change you? Go ahead, Tracy.
Well, I'm going to read this because this is like one of the biggest parts of all for me, that I became more whole. I have more wholeness now than I did before. And that is because there were so many aspects of the journey that challenged me severely that I knew it exposed a lie I believed from childhood, and I had to pull that. And because of that, I came into my highest destiny more fully. I became stronger than I thought I ever could. And we all have, right? We never thought we'd be able to get this far. When people said, well, it's next year or it's next year, I said, absolutely not, because we can't make it till then, right? Yeah, I did. I said that. I was thinking of my people. I'm like, no, I'm not going to allow it, right? And then I changed because I used to be a loner my whole life, and now I have a family. And I don't want to minimize my superhero group that I started out with. Those people are still near and dear to me and always will be very close to me. But I gained a huge amount of family and friends. And I am surrounded by an army of help, which I have never had in my entire life. And that has changed me so drastically that I'm still in kind of a joyful shock and awe about it. And so that's it. That's the change that's happened to me. And I found out what real family really is in the real world. It's not just to get us through, well, this is what we had to do because of what we were going through and because of our losses with our other family. We found out how big our family really is, and it will never die. It will always endure forever.
All right, we're okay, Rob.
No, I think in similar ways it's changed all of us. I mean, how many times have I said during all of this that I paid attention and I tried my best in school, but I don't know that I tried as hard as I could have. And I feel like I've surprised myself in the research and digging and reading and all of that I didn't always give my full attention to that in school because it was, to me, boring. But this stuff has had my attention from the start. And I think that has been the biggest surprise for me, is that for somebody whose attention span is typically, oh, a squirrel. I mean, I find it hard to sit still, but I feel like I've learned more in the last 4 years in all of this stuff than I ever did in all the years I was in school and college,
Right.
And I think for me, that's been the biggest change. And then the biggest blessing of that change is it's brought me closer to God, and I think closer than I've ever been, and to the point where I think of him a lot more than I used to. You know what I mean? He was always on my mind, but now he gets credit for everything, and I don't know that I could have always said that. You know what I mean? I mean, we've always been in church. We've always, prayed for every meal, but I don't know. It just seems deeper. The relationship seems deeper. I mean, I always knew he was in me, but to find out that he was a part of us and that every breath we breathe, Yah on the way in, way on the way out. I mean, there's just been so many cool things like that I think have just really fundamentally touched my life and made a difference. That's it.
Wow, that's awesome. Yep. It's not it because we just started. That's what I'm saying. So we how did this war change Jay? So how does it change Jay, Staff Sergeant Wick? Um, uh, this was a different war than I'm used to. So, like I said in the beginning, I was in five wars and I was fighting, Afghanistan, Iraq, and this was definitely a different type of war. The fundamentals were the same. It was the fundamentals that you're gonna learn your enemy. You know everything about your enemy. You learn everything about the system. You learn because the more you know about your enemy, the more you can. If they make a move, you can counteract their move. So I understand that aspect didn't change, but this was and it still is, guys. It's a psychological warfare, and there's so many moving pieces. My body's like getting shivers as I say this. It's very psychological, and I just want to say, just before I say my answer, um, you all souls are stronger than you could ever imagine for making it through this psychological warfare. Like you guys are strong, and I didn't realize how strong I was either until this. But it's changed me to think about the psychological part of the war, and to rethink everything I knew existed in life, and that's with God, like Rob said. I wasn't as close to God as I was before this all went down, and I'm realizing that He's within us, and we're a part of Him. Again, like I said, um, it's changed my whole life. I mean, I know it's changed your guys' life too, and just being honest and being truthful and with love and love all you guys. It's just changed my whole. I'm not the same person, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I mean, the old Jay is gone, and I've come to the realization that the old Jay is gone. And that's good because this new Jay he's pretty cool.
He's fun. He said,
Yeah. So just admit, just tell yourself, the old you is gone, and the new one is learning and growing and just becoming this most beautiful, piece of God amazingness. I mean, it's it's awesome, guys. So that's my answer.
Yes.
awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
We like our Jay. Mm-hmm.
We do.
We like our Tressie and Rob too.
That's
I'm telling
right.
you,
And we
man.
preach service both before this and during this. We've played on both fields.
Roger. All right. Next question. Ooh, it's getting deep, guys, in here. You guys got your tissues out? Man. All right. Here's a question. So, for everybody, how have you stayed? This is very important. How have you stayed so positive, and why haven't you just given up? Like, why haven't you just said, "Nah, whatever. I'm done with this. I'm done." Screw this. So what made you so positive, and how you continue to maintain? So, Tressie.
Because I heard two voices. The first voice was the voice of God in my ear, many times in the middle of the night. And I'm addicted to that sound. There's a sound, there's a frequency of that voice that I can't get enough. It is what fuels my life. It's what makes me want to live. It's what makes me believe that all things are possible and that good is coming because he's a good father. And then I could hear the cries of the people, and I would never quit because I would not be able to forget or stop hearing the people, the sound of their voice. I've always been able to hear people crying, even across the nation. A lot of times I can hear people's thoughts word for word. And sometimes I would plan a trick around knowing what people were thinking and what fears they were having. And so I knew that no matter how much pain I was feeling and how discouraged I was, I better pull myself up and find peace. I went looking for it. If you want joy, you must leap for it. This used to be a song we used to sing. You have to go up to get it. You have to find the door where the bliss is, because it's always there. And so I learned how to escape the matrix daily because I did not want to impart any of the discouragement that I was tempted with. I had to overcome because I can't give something I don't have, right? I can't give hope if I don't have it. So I had to find it. So that's how I stayed positive, but it wasn't easy.
Ooh, yep. Hey, Rob, what you got?
No, that was beautiful. I agree. I think though, for me, and even though we know now that this isn't about politics, in what they've done to this world, it was all about division in way more ways than just politics. But I think what's kept me so in the hold on, sorry, had something coming through on the phone. What's kept me so strong about it is two things. Number one, I always felt like something was wrong, especially before I got into all of this. It just seemed like even when Trump was in office, I mean, I think if everybody thinks back, it just seemed like everything was wrong. I mean, nobody on our side or on the right, on the Republican side, ever seemed to get in or ever be right. It was, I mean, excuse me, I said that wrong. Everybody on the left who we all knew was in the wrong, nobody ever got in trouble. And they kept blaming the right for everything that they were doing, which I could not see for the life of me that nobody else was picking up on that. And I mean, I think a lot of people could see it, but they weren't talking about it on mainstream. So it just kept getting more and more frustrating, right? So when I started getting into all of this and finding out more and more and more, it just made sense. You knew it had to happen. Something had to give. Something had to change. And what's kept me in it, and I've told our group this multiple times, but all of these truthers and patriots that we've listened to along the way, and it was different 4 years ago than it is today. People have come, people have gone. A few, unfortunately, have passed, supposedly, maybe. But all of them call all of the elites pedophile, pervert, liar, cheat. I mean, they've slandered, and I mean, they deserved it. Don't get me wrong. But all of this stuff is coming out. They're seeing it too. And nobody's suing anybody. Nobody's suing any of these truthers or patriots for slander or defaming them because they know it's true. And they know if it goes to court, the truth will come out. And I think that's what keeps me in it. Just knowing this is justice. This is, I've said it a couple times lately. God's courtroom is just. and his courtroom's coming here. And they better watch out, because if they haven't already been picked up and taken care of, it's coming. It's coming. And there's not been a doubt in my mind. And everything I continue to learn, I just don't back down, because I mean, ever since I heard some of the plan, I know we don't know it all, but it all just makes sense. It makes sense to me that you have to start at the top and work your way down in the line of money and power, and take out the top first and work your way down. It's all made sense to me ever since I got into it. And for those reasons, I'm not backing down. I'm not going anywhere. In fact, I've said to my group too, I would rather live my life in the truth that I know right now than ever go back to mainstream media the way it is or was. You know what I mean? So I'm here for the long haul, and I think we all are. And I mean, we continue to see every day the strength in all the people. I mean, we have witnessed every sad tragedy and broken heart possible every night on these chats, and people just keep pushing, keep making it, and God is holding us by our right hand, and he's going to hold us till the end, and we're all going to walk together until we get there.
Ooh, man, Rob, love you, brother. I just want to say that, man. I love you from the deepest part of my being, man. You're an amazing person, and you too, Tracy. I love you guys like no other. So, yeah, positivity. Stay positive. You got this. You can do it. Stay positive. Meanwhile, your loved ones are dying and stuff is happening all around you, and it's like you're in a water bubble and you're screaming from the top of your lungs and no one can hear you. It's like, don't do that. It's like they're just like like robots. So yeah, it's been a tough time to stay positive, but and I know, I'm speaking, I know you guys understand too. So but the best thing has been I hate to say it, but the Matrix in the military, it got me trained to, we get ready to go take down a building or do something. It's like, I'm scared of crap. I'm scared. I'm scared going in there, but I'm not going to tell my soldiers that I'm scared. I'm not going to show them that I'm scared. Because as soon as Sergeant Wick is scared, then what are them soldiers doing? They're freaking out. So, as far as being positive, you got to stay that, for them, stay positive for them, and for myself, of course. But I'm over in the corner, like getting ready to puke my guts out because I'm like, oh my God, we could die today. So, but in the front part of it, you got that motivation for just being positive for humanity. I guess I would compare it to now what's going on. So you just got to stay positive for your families, for your friends, the ones that you lost, the ones you still have, but they're kind of there, but they're not there. The ones that have nothing to do with you, you have to love them from a distance and be positive, because if you get into that negativity, we already know negativity breeds negativity, and it's just going to be not good. So that's been my whole life, is just stay positive. I was always crazy, happy, laughing, because deep down, I got some stuff going on, and I know you guys all have stuff going on, and so you got to know when to ask God for help and when to push forward, and that's what I kind of learned during this whole process. So stay positive.
You've actually had 6 deployments.
Yeah, I can count this psychological warfare a deployment. This was probably tougher than all 5.
You have definitely been promoted to captain in this army, and you have really done a good job in leading the troops.
Roger that. I'm ready for my raise now. Where's my raise? Where's Nasara? That's what
have a donation right now. We're going to be.
We hear all the time how talented you are with these videos. You do a fantastic job. You really do. I
know it's a pain in the butt, but I love it. I love it. It is a pain in the butt. It is. It's very difficult.
I
I
thought
ain't gonna
you
lie.
loved it.
I didn't say you're a pain in the butt. I said the videos are a pain in the butt.
Oh, I thought you loved doing the videos.
Oh yeah, guys. I love doing the videos all the time.
Okay, I have to take a moment to go find my hope and my positivity. All
Yeah,
right.
I love it. All right.
Fine.
Let's
Gotta go to another video. Okay.
question.
Bring it up. Come on.
And okay. So next question.
Sure.
What would you say to the? Oh, this is a good one because I know people are gonna have to. So what did you? Oh, what would you say to the non-believers out there that don't believe still what's going on? So what is your what's your answer for that, Pressy?
Well, if we're talking about right now, I would just say there is a time of truth, public truth coming. And when it comes, I will be here for you with open arms. And then on the other side, when they are in absolute shock and confusion and chaos in their minds, I would be telling them what we went through in this time of confusion and you didn't know what you could believe. There's so many voices on purpose, there was, and you had to figure out how to figure out what the truth was. And in the end, there really was no way to know what the truth was except to get your intel from God. That's what the conclusion that I came to. And so I would click in to God and get centered and calmed. And some of it, I just let it go. It doesn't matter in the end. We'll find out in the end. Doesn't matter. What matters is my life and, what I need to do, that I stay. And, God is the only thing that isn't sinking sand. God is the only thing that you can lean on. It doesn't move. He doesn't move. He's always the same. He is the truth. And so, that's the only thing we're going to be able to depend on even afterwards when we're trying to learn a new way in a new world.
Amen.
That's good. Amen.
I think for me, and I've seen it a little, and I almost wish I didn't have to say this, but I think for some of our Christian friends are more closed-minded than others, if I'm saying that right. But because I've tried at different times to share on Facebook or somewhere else with non-believers, right? And I'll share a little bit about what God is saying through prophecy. And their response is, "Oh, Rob, please be careful of who you're listening to."
I'm worried about you.
Yes, exactly. And I just say, if you know what I know, and we've been in Sunday school together or Bible studies together, and we've talked about how most of the Bible is prophecy, you don't think he's still talking to his people today? If he truly is the same yesterday, today, and forever, then why would he do things different today than he did back then? And I do think he's giving us signs. I do think he's talking to his people, and I'm listening, and they should too. They've got their mind too closed in. I would like to point out to them, look how lock, stock, and barrel the churches lined up with the COVID and all of the regulations that the government put out there. Where was the church standing up? Where our rights come from God, not from man. And God tells us in his word that our authority through him is stronger than anything down here. And yes, we have to live by the laws of the land, but that doesn't mean we have to sit back and take it. And I just think, and we were all there once, right? I mean, 4 years ago, I was addicted to Fox News. I if it wasn't on TV, I didn't believe it either. But thank God that I saw the light, right? And we all did. And at some point, something brought us into searching out the truth. And thank God for that. And hopefully, like Tressie said, the ones we've talked to and have tried to share with, they know where to come when it comes out. And we'll be there for them with arms open wide and without the ego, with nothing but love and light, and and help walk them through, just like we've walked each other through. So, yeah. Jay?
I would like to say one thing about that. Remember how during that time, churches were cooperating with the mandates of the government, and they were teaching their people and the children, this is God's house, but he's not even strong enough in his own house to protect you against a tiny invisible virus. So that's how big God is. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. All right. So my answer, non-believers out there. Well, my inner voice says, "Wake up! Wake up!" That's my inner voice. I would just want to scream from the rooftops, and slap people in the face all the time. But we can't do that because that's, maybe they'll listen after you slap them a couple times. But I mean, it's like baby food. You can't give a baby steak. So that's one thing I've heard. So start with baby pieces of little pieces here and there, and oh, okay, and then you talk to them, and oh, okay, well, no, just what about this? Oh, what about that? And you just kind of bring it slowly. You just don't go into like all the stuff we know about underground tunnels and all the. You gotta know what level that they are awakening at. So, and it's I wish everybody was awake right now, but I know the reason why. Jay, Tressie, and Rob, I know the reason why we are awake, because we have a mission from God. And that's not to say that we're better than anyone else, but this was part of our mission, that we have to be the light to take down the darkness, to make the darkness disappear. So and that's our job. I mean, I didn't know that for the first 4 years, and then I finally realized that that's my job. I need to help get rid of the darkness and bring in the light, because love and light is exactly what Rob said, is all there is, and that's all there should have been. So patience, kindness, love, devotion. I mean, this is all stuff that, and try not to drink, because they won't listen, but just just have patience, loving, and love them from a distance, like everybody always says. I love my family to death, and I know you guys love your families and friends, and a lot of them are just going through the motions and being honest, and that doesn't mean I don't love them. Doesn't mean that I don't love them. I still love them, but they're just, when it happens and everything goes down, like we talk about all the time, just be like, I'm here for you. Do you want to listen? I have a couple of things I can tell you, and and you got to fight that thing. Like, why did you know and I didn't know? How come you knew and I didn't know? And you're gonna have to deal with that. So, just me and Tressie talk about it a lot. You got to be prepared for that kind of thing. But it's just love them. Just give them a big old hug and say, I don't care about anything that's happened from now on. Let's live in the now. I'm here now. I love you, and let's go through this together, and just hold their hand and tell them that I'm here for you, Dad. I'm here for you, Mom, brothers, sisters, cousins, friends, everybody. And that love is going to beat them all. So I've seen that love do more things than anything in the whole world, universe. So that's my answer.
Can I tell on myself right now with that? So we were trying to hire another person in the shipping department. So my wonderful employee, Lisa, and I went out to lunch with a lady to talk to her, and we liked her and she liked us. But she was just beginning to be red-pilled, and I said too much, and I fed her steak. Yeah. So I blew it. I admit it. And she does not want to work for us.
Right. Yep.
Okay, next question.
It happens to all of us, guys. It happens to all of us. We already know that.
Then my employee Lisa says, "Okay, we have someone else who's wants to interview. Maybe not so much red pilling this time."
Oh man. Yep. We've experienced that, like with the red pilled and not the red pilled. So everybody's experienced that. All right, non-believers. Let's see. All right, here's a good one too. When did you first realize? Yeah, I want to know that because I really don't know this from you guys. When did you first realize what was going on with this whole situation? Like, when did you kind of wake up? What was your first moment that you kind of said, "What is going on?" Tracy?
It was 2019. I was living in California, and I had a dream, and God said, "Get out and do it now." And as I say that, and you're in California, don't get out, because you're about to walk into your highest destiny in your state. And California is going to come forth to life, and you are going to shine like gold. Yeah. So you don't leave. I needed to leave in order to get in position for the job and the mission I was supposed to do. And that is also to work with President Trump in the new White House in Abilene, Texas. All right. And so then I had a 3-part dream. And in this dream, some of you know, most of you may know, but in the beginning, I saw COVID before it happened. I did not understand it. It looked like Red Dawn movie, and it was in the town that I'm in, and the people were walking stiff, like in fear. I couldn't understand it, but the angel or God, whoever was taking me into these places, I was being escorted to see these things, would not answer any questions. So then the next one, we're in this room behind a saloon where the pool table is, where they used to play cards and things like that. And it was the Civil War generals. And they were arguing, and they were trying to plan out their strategy on the pool table. But that's not going to work because of this, because of that. And, I knew who they were, but I was like, why am I here? And he wouldn't answer me. And now I think it had 2 meanings: the actual, generals in the war, but also the podcasters in the digital war and how they fought each other, and everybody saw it differently, right? And then the third was the end of the war. And I saw outside in the night sky 2 formations of armies made out of stars. And the left wing was fading. They were losing. And the right wing was led by President Trump, and he had a long Civil War musket, and they were in the shape of a V. They were well organized, and he would shoot the musket, and a whole flank of the enemy would go up in smoke, and then they would retreat. And what was behind them was like a towering abominable snowman. And I couldn't figure out what in the world that could represent. And then the whole thing dissipated, and it reloaded, and I saw it all over again exactly as I had the first time. And then I had a friend across from me. We had a fire pit out there. I said, "Come over and sit in my seat and see if you see what I see." And she saw the exact same scene, and then it dissipated. When I woke up, I said to God, "What's with the abominable snowman?" And he said, "The abomination of the men who snow the people." and Obama as well. But knowing the people, I went, wow, what a symbol in a dream. And I watched the whole thing, my whole dream play out in Texas, as I was here. And now we are at the end, and I have seen 3 of those flanks get dissipated and be gone. And now we're working on the smaller minions, and they're losing, but we're winding it up now. And so that's when COVID started, then I realized I was watching the movie that I saw. And then when President Trump supposedly lost, then I knew this war is full on, because that's not possible. We all knew that he won. And I thought, something's really fishy here. And then we went on a treasure hunt, an adventure trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And it was hard to go to sleep, right? I bet everybody stayed up late at night because our lives were in the war, and we wanted to know what was going to happen to us, our part in this movie, right? And so, yeah, that was it. That was my story.
Woo. Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're on this side of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we made it. Woo.
Gosh, Jay, how do we top that? Wow. Mine is probably so similar to so many others, and I've already talked about part of it, but just seeing the things that were wrong before, but the real thing. So 2020, right? We had already been through COVID. We were into the summer. We went to Tennessee to see some of my cousins, and they had Rachel and I watch The Fall of the Cabal, and we sat down and we watched them front to back, all 10 of the original ones. And I mean, obviously that opened our eyes, but it really wasn't. I mean, the thing that just totally changed it for me was election night. I mean, when Arizona called for Biden late that night, I just knew. I turned Fox off, and like I said, I was Fox Newsaholic. Ever since 9/11, I have had Fox News on every chance I get, unless we were having a family movie night or I just wasn't watching TV. You know what I mean? Somebody else had the TV on or whatever. But if I was watching it, it was on Fox News all the time, 24/7, until election night 2020. And I never turned it back on. Twice I have turned it back on only when Trump was showing up for a court appearance, and just to see, the footage that they were showing of that. But other than that, I haven't watched it, and I haven't been back. Now, so after election night, my story may be slightly different than others, because the very first thing I came across on YouTube was the arrest and execution list. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, is this real? I mean, I'm like, these are totally all the people that I think need to see justice, right? I mean, I know some of that was made up and fake and wasn't the true story, but I've thought from the beginning that most of that was right on. And I mean, there was a lot of other people that weren't on those lists that I thought should be, but and I didn't understand why some people were being held in their home instead of in one of the prisons or something else. But so there was things I questioned, but that was the first thing I found, and that got me in. And then I, started looking at different things. I think very similar to a lot of other people. I found my way to Charlie Ward and Simon Parks, and then Parler and all of that fell apart, and we made our way to Rumble and BitChute and YouTube, and then eventually Telegram, and that's my story, and it's not stopped since. I have to look every day to see what's going on. I can't. I mean, it's even hard when we go away for vacation or I'm working, not to stop for a few minutes and look into all this stuff and see what's happened. And the blessing for me is the fact that I'm in the know, and for once in my life, I feel good about what's going on, and I know what's going on in the background, and we've won, and we're winning, and like Trump said when he was in office, we're going to get tired of winning. No, I don't think we are. um, I'm I'm fully on board and have been ever since I started looking into it, and I'm just very thankful. I'm blessed because my wife, my 20-year-old son, and my parents are all fully awake to not. I mean, we all are, you know what I mean, as awake as we can be right now, because there's going to be things we even find out that we don't know yet. But I thank God for that. And I'm thankful that in some small way, we can open the chat and be there for the people that don't have the blessing that I have to have my family and support around me. And that's where we all hold each other's hand, right? And pick up for our neighbor and our friends, and help walk them through the tough days, and give them somebody to talk to, and give them a voice. And I love that, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. And yes, I'm ready for it to be here, but the journey has been well worth it for me, and a blessing to have found so many people like you, Tressie and Jay. Such a blessing to my life, and I thank you for all that you both do, and in all the ways you share, and you both have calming voices, and when you talk and you share from your heart, you can tell it's from your heart, and we all feel it. And I think that's what makes you both so special. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. Man. So I just found out right now live that Rob is my Cabal, the Fall of the Cabal brother, because that was my first video, and I paused the video and I cried, and I paused the video and I watched, and I paused it again and I cried, and I knew right then it was about 2019. I don't know, maybe somewhere in there. I knew right then that everything resonated with me. Like this stuff is true, and I think I threw up one time. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm pretty sure you guys went through this. So that was what happened to me, and then I didn't figure it out until later, but now I know it all makes sense. So I was trying to do the research and trying to get all the data and all the stuff, but it wasn't me. It was coming to me, and I don't know if you guys can feel that. But my angels and our angels, our guides, God, our higher self, whatever you want to call it, it was putting information in front of me. And I would go on something on Rumble or BitChute, or start off on BitChute, but mostly it would just come right in front of me. And I was like, okay, I'm watching this. So then I would watch this, and then I wasn't picking anything, guys. I'm telling you from the truth. I wasn't picking anything. It was coming to me like it was being fed, like I was getting ready for this war. It was getting me ready for what my next mission was. And that's what it felt like. And I couldn't control it. It was just like, this popped up on YouTube. This popped over here. I was like, okay, I'll watch it. And I'm watching Aliens. I'm watching Dolores Cannon. I'm watching, the reincarnation stuff. I'm watching everything that you can think of was just coming to me, because they're like, just give him all of it because he's ready. So, and I was always, okay, I'm that kind of person. Like, let me get the information in, just like Rob says, bring it into here, have that information, because if I can use it against my enemy, I have it and I'm ready. So that's why. And then tonight too, this is first coming to me right now from my angels. And I know people can talk to their angels and God, but think about it. You got 3 people sitting here in front of you, and you got a beautiful woman that was, heartbreak and had a tough, growing up and lifestyle, but she was a healer, and she was being trained for this moment. You got, Rob is a spiritual man, and I'm telling you, I wasn't a very spiritual person, but you got a spiritual man that needed to be inside the system to learn the system, to understand that, to be in there, that this is all part of he needed to experience that system so he could come out of the system and then help others. That's why he's sitting right here now. And you got this soldier, the one that was in the military, that was experiencing the military side and whatever was going on there. So I see how we are all in this, and it's all part of the plan. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So that's exactly how I started, and we're winning, and we already won, guys. I'm telling you right now. It doesn't feel like it, but we won. But with every victory, there's loss, and I know that. So just I pray for everyone. I love you all, and this has been a crazy war, and we just got to stay strong. So, all right.
We had one more question. What was your most beautiful moment? Right?
Yep. Last question. Go ahead.
Okay. So remember when in COVID they shut us all inside and we couldn't communicate with one another? And remember those videos that were online of people going on their balconies with their electric piano and singing, and everyone in the complex of their apartment building was coming out on their balconies and singing, and it just made me bawl. It was the most beautiful thing. It was like the cabal thought they could keep us from community, but we are spirits and we found each other, right? So that was the most beautiful thing to me. And then I just, I want to give the reason why we are here tonight. And that is to honor Rob and his mods and Holy Ground platform, and say publicly what y'all mean to me and us over at the Trek. And that is, they came in a time of chaos and pain for me. I didn't ask them. They came, they volunteered, and Rob just said, can I bring some mods over to help during Q&A? And so I thought, well, okay, yeah, whatever you need. I was thinking about him, whatever you need. And then all of a sudden, here comes like 9 different mods over to volunteer all this time. And I felt like it was the cavalry, like I put out a stress, and I was seriously thinking, I'm not going to look for any more mods because I was so broken. I just wanted to, scale back and pull back. And here these people came and talk about bringing stability to the point that I got addicted to it. I mean, it felt like a gift from God, a grace gift from God that I will never forget, and it got me through the end of the war. I just want to honor you in that way.
Well, thank you. And that actually, it's funny that you segued into that, because part of my most joyful part of this is watching how fellow patriots and truthers, even, for example, our admins here on Holy Ground, the selfless giving. These people are going to make great humanitarians when a need gets mentioned, and sometimes it's done before you even had the chance to ask them. That night that you're referring to, I just said, hey guys, I'm going to help over on Tressie for a while. Some of her admins have left her, and I was there tonight to help them learn Telegram and how to do a chat, and I ended up running the chat, which was my pleasure. Don't get me wrong, and I loved every minute of it. But yeah, I was just as I can't say that I was not shocked that 9 of them stepped up and said, I'd be glad to help, because that's just how they all are. And so many times, even last night, somebody asked for something, and I mean, before I could even find it, it was on the wall, just so helpful in answering questions. And I think that is, that's a sign of what's to come. The people's hearts are going to win over the world and help heal the world. And we're all going to be the lifter of each other's heads and bringing each other out of the dark places we've been, and the strife and turmoil and the slavery we've been in is soon to be over, and joy comes in the morning. And we're all about to experience that joy. And I thank God every time I think about it. It's hard for me to keep from tearing up about it right now. God is about to do a miraculous thing here, and everybody's going to know that it's him, and no one will get credit but him. And I'm glad to be a small part of all of it, and a soldier in the army of God that is not looking for any praise or adoration for anything that I've done. I just want to be one of you all, and be in it with you all. And I tell our group all the time, sure, the blessing and the financial windfall that is about to hit most everybody in the world is going to be a blessing. But my RV already came. I've made some of the best friends I've ever had in my life in this, and I'll treasure them and that fact forever, more so than any money or house or car that I could ever have in the future. I don't want things. I want to share things, and I want to share my life and my family with our friends, and have good times together in the future, and party. I'm looking forward to the party.
And I'm looking forward to meeting those mods that helped and strengthened my feeble needs and held up my arms. Someday, soon.
Yep. KJ.
Someday. All right. I think I'm going to remember that. I don't know. I guess just remember everyone, that's been part of this, and just remember that. The coolest thing is, I learned that God is real. Sometimes I didn't think he was back in the day, and for him to accept me for not liking him and being mad at him, and for certain things that happened in my life, and why would you do this, God? Why would you do this? Why would you do that? So that's number one, as I learned, that, and I'm thankful I'll never forget that I learned that God is real, and that we are more than what they tell us we are. We are so special. Every being, whatever you believe in, everything in this whole universe is watching us right now. They know what's happening. They know, and they know that we are about to break free from the chains that they had on us, and they know this is monumental. So that's the best thing I've learned, that we're finally going to be free, not thinking we're free, but actually free. And then it's endless. We can do whatever we want from here. It's going to be so beautiful. And I haven't met Jesse or Rob in person, but we have this instant connection, and God brought me to you guys, and same vice versa. And so that's my best thing, is just remember each other, remember love, and remember light. I love you guys.
Love you. Yeah.
Love you.
Ooh, man, I'm about to stretch out, man. I'm about to cry over here. Don't ever let see a soldier cry, okay? Man.
That's the kind of soldiers in the new world. So,
yeah.
That's right. I'm about to slap people up.
I think I think it's important for us to just say and end this portion on I wasn't I wasn't intending to be a channel owner. I was content in my groups and had a force around me that lifted me up and everything else. Sometimes I think we see people on camera or hear people talk and think that everything that they're going through is easy. That's not the case. All of these people we're all just alike. We all have pains and we all have struggles that we don't always bring forward, and we have hard days, and we have to find a way or go turn on some music to bring us back up. So I just want to say, we're just three friends coming here together for this night of celebration and talking about the war. We've been in it with you, and we know how hard it's been, and we have felt the struggle too, and that's what makes it so easy to be here for each other is that we've all got those scars, right?
I agree. Everyone.
Yep. Fact.
This is awesome. This is cool. It's so cool.
Yeah. It's kind of like what you do in a living room, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about the
Yeah. If you haven't checked out Rob's Holy Ground, oh my gosh, like I've been on there Friday nights, Saturday nights, like because that's mostly the nights I can stay up to like 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and so we talk about everything, and they're very peaceful, and everybody's loving, so it's very good.